Welcome back, fellow milk drinkers, to yet another Monday Milk Review. My name is Jacob, and today we're going to be looking at something a little bit special. This is the Oak Jam Ball Donut flavour. I've actually been waiting on this one for quite a few months now. I first heard about it in a leak around the same time period as the Violet Crumble. This one is only available at Woolworths, so if you're looking to try it, make sure you head into your local store today and see if they've got one available. Also new to the market right now is another flavour by Oak. It's a cookies and cream flavour. And if you find yourself preferring iced coffees, there's a brand new Bundaberg spiced rum iced coffee, which is made by Icebreak. To the long-time milk drinkers, I spoke that wrong. Astute. I want to use the word astute. My brain is like, use astute here to talk about milk drinkers. To the fellow astute milk drinkers, Oak has once previously done the cinnamon donuts, which I reviewed on my Instagram series. It was pretty disappointing. However, I've got high hopes for the Jam Ball donut. Let's get right into it now. Let's give it a smell from the carton. Ooh, that's not a pleasant smell. That's not great. Okay, if I had to describe it, it kind of smells like dried strawberries. If you've ever had dry strawberries before, they've got that reminiscent flavor, but it's just not quite right. Let's pour it into the glass now. Now, neither is it a particularly appetizing color. It's a very dull, almost gray cream color. My first impressions definitely aren't very good. I don't particularly like the smell, nor do I like the way that this looks. But let's give it a smell from the glass and see if it can redeem itself. No, that still smells pretty weird. It's not looking good for the Jam Ball donut, but let's see how the taste compares to all of its other impressions. You know, it's actually not that bad. I would still rate it pretty low, but it's definitely a little bit better than the smell implies. Perhaps the one redeeming quality that I've noticed so far is Oak's typical consistency. Oak always knows how to make a very well-bodied drink. However, the flavor is just really lacking in this one. Whilst this is probably a finishable drink, it's really questionable if it's a flavor worth enduring. I myself have taken a sip and already know that I don't really like it, and I would not spend my time drinking it. I would rather just pick something else out which tastes much nicer. I'm not super impressed by the strawberry taste. It just tastes weird, and I can't get any note of the cinnamon whatsoever. Perhaps it's the cinnamon disrupting the flavor so much, however, I'm not really too sure. In a lot of drinks, you'd sometimes be able to separate the two flavors and identify them. In this one, it seems like it's just missed both marks entirely. The longer I sit on it, I think the more I can realize that the flavor has deviated when the two flavors mixed. I can sort of sense the cinnamon in there, as well as the strawberry, but they've just seemed to completely derail the flavor's direction and change it into something unenjoyable. As I'm now reaching past the halfway point of the glass, I believe I've experienced this drink enough to wrap it up. Sadly, Oak, this one's not very good. I think I can only give this one a 3 out of 10 at best. This is not a drink I would really recommend going out and trying. It's perhaps worth it if you're really invested in flavored milks, just to experience it, but for the average drinker, I don't think this is worth your time, or money for that matter. Well, thank you very much for watching. I'm glad you've stopped in to check out the Monday Milk Review. If you'd enjoyed this episode, why don't you like the video, and perhaps even consider subscribing for more content like this. I release new videos like this every week on Monday. But that's all for this week's episode. I'll catch you next week in the Monday Milk Review. Bye bye!